Okay. So welcome, dear sisters, dear friends. Thank you so much for attending our first online women's health webinar. It is truly such a joy always to gather together as sisters. It feels like an online women's circle. And for the very, very important topic, very relevant topic for us all is our health and our well-being. That's very specific to being a woman. And we do have a unique nature, a delicate and a very powerful nature as well. We're the vessels of life. And so and also we tend to be the ones that are multitasking and, juggling so many balls in the air, both in, the physical world, in the emotional world, caring for children. And so our health and well-being is really the base of all of those balls being kept in the air, and often what's neglected. So this hour this evening is for us all to really reflect and share in some really basic, and also perhaps for you some new tools to utilize to bring about more well-being into your life. It is, I strongly believe that we are here on earth to experience happiness and well-being, and that's possible, and that's our birthright. And so all of our issues that we're dealing with in our body, in our mind, and our emotions are really there to be removed, and to be so that there can be more ease and flow in our life. So that's what this webinar is about. It's about that possibility of well-being and happiness. And also just wanted to also give just like a little overview for, some of you guys that are on this call or are watching this, you've had some experience with essential oils already, or maybe quite a bit, perhaps years of it, or you've been on a natural health journey for a long time. And then there's some of you that this is going to be perhaps your first exposure. And I was really aware of that when I was creating this webinar, and wanted to not overwhelm people that are coming to their first class, but also wanting to give some extra juice and some deeper dive for those that have already been on the journey. So if it's your first time, just to recognize that this isn't a fully introductory class. There is going to be some there's going to be some details. Don't worry about retaining all of the details. I hope that you all have a notepad with you, though, so that you can begin to take a few key notes or a few key action items that you can take and implement into your life. But yeah, by no means is this meant to overwhelm anyone. It really is just to show us the abundance of what's available in the natural world for us to achieve well-being. So let's begin with our little first, I hope you guys can see this. Yeah, okay. So this is partially inspired by my own experience with my own health issues. I have had, self-created health issues in my life, because when I was younger, I was a dancer. That was kind of my mom's on this webinar, so she knows, she's drove me to all my dance classes. So I was a dancer growing up, and then when I was around 19 years old, my personality of obsession also developed into an eating disorder. And I had that for a few years. And that, having a few years of an eating disorder ended up rippling out into a series of health conditions that led to even parasites and leaky gut and, adrenal fatigue, and a lot of issues that from just that lack of self-knowing and that self-abuse. And also just in the past 3 years of being a wellness advocate with doTERRA, I have been blown away by the amount of women, just the majority of the women that are dealing with these chronic health issues, thyroid, autoimmune, cysts and fibroids, young women, girls, teenagers, irregular menstruation, infertility, definitely lots and lots of hair loss and weight imbalance and skin issues, and definitely, again, that adrenal fatigue and chronic fatigue issues seem to be growing. And I've been sort of shocked at how many women that you would walk down the street thinking that they were normal, that they were healthy, are dealing with some very, very intense issues. And I believe that this is a growing issue because of three core fundamental problems. It's that we have a deficiency currently in our society of proper nutrients, the nutrients for our bodies, for our mind, for our soul, for our hormones. We're dealing with intense toxicity from environmental toxicity. The agricultural practices of today are, when they do surveys, the studies say that our most toxic environment is inside of our homes. I was just from our cleaning products, our hairsprays, our toothpaste, our Glade plugins. I was just on a conversation and on a call today with one of my fellow doTERRA leaders, Dana, and she was sharing that when someone has a vacuum, someone that does carpet cleaning, when you have a carpet cleaner in your home, it takes an entire year for the toxins to clear from having a carpet cleaner, for example. So we're dealing with intense toxicity in our systems, and we don't know who we are. Fundamental issue, which I'm going to get to in a moment. So these are and this is a perspective that really also is enhanced when you study a little bit into Eastern philosophies of medicine, Chinese medicine or Ayurvedic. They really understand that the body has issues when it's dealing with that deficiency and that toxicity, and of course not knowing who we are. So who are we? To begin the process of healing, we have to start with who are we, right? So I believe, and much of the sacred traditional studies or ancient studies and Chinese medicine, Ayurvedic medicine, what they will recognize is that there is a divine design inside of our bodies. We were created by love for love. And very important is to recognize that we're spirit, mind, and body. So when we're looking to heal ourselves on a physical level, we have to recognize that this flesh and bones is connected with our mind, which is connected with our spirit. It's said that 80% of our illnesses and our issues are rooted in spiritual, mental, or emotional dis-ease. And there's a woman actually that really helped pioneer this understanding in the Western world. Her name's Louise L. Hayes, and she wrote a book called You Can Heal Your Life. And in that book, she sort of began this understanding in the West of us seeing how, for example, cancer is connected with the withholding of love or with resentment, and how our organs and our digestion and issues in the liver are actually stored anger or judgment or fear, grudges. So all of that's being stored inside of our body. And if you just think about it, and I think that that's something that for sure, if you go to the medical, our modern medicine system, if you go to the doctors, at Kaiser, and you start talking to them about your liver, I don't know that they're necessarily asking you about your how is anger playing a role in your life today, right? But it's very important. It's maybe the foundation and the root cause even of that issue. And let's just take a look at anger for a second. Also, when we feel angry at somebody, what happens to our systems if we observe ourselves? Maybe our blood starts boiling, our muscles get really tense, maybe our stomach feels upset. I know I feel sort of in my mid belly area, kind of what they call the third chakra. I'll feel like this knot or like a rock in there. Maybe you're around the thyroid area where our hormones are secreted. We feel like a tightening. And then on even a scientific level, our cortisol starts pumping, and our adrenals start pumping. So, and whenever our cortisol, our stress hormone is pumping, it's actually depleting and taking from our healthy, balancing progesterone, our healthy hormones. So on a scientific level, we can see how emotions, how anger is, and how that disconnection from love, our true self, our true nature, is the root cause also of so many of our issues. So The other really good news when we're looking at this, at all of this, and at who are we and what we're meant for and what our purpose here on earth is for, the good news is that our body is designed to heal itself. So, divinity, spirit, creator, creatress, whatever that word is for you, of how we got here, our origin, designed us with so much depth and detail and love that the body's actually designed to heal itself when it's given the right conditions. So we have to get ourselves out of the way, truly, in order for the flow of that love to pour through our bodies and to help us heal. So with that as this sort of introduction, we're going to look into the tools and the practical applications in our life that we can utilize to support a wellness lifestyle, to support this harmony of our spirit, mind, and body, for healing and for balance. And I'm just going to take a little sip of water. If anybody has any questions at this point too, don't hesitate to ask. Okay, so in this wellness lifestyle, we're going to be talking about our doTERRA essential oils. And why are we going to be talking about them? First and foremost, plant essences, Mother Nature's medicine cabinet, have been they are an ancient therapeutic tool. They have been part of the healing system of humanities throughout time, dating back to the Egyptians. Cleopatra would use them for her beauty. They've been used for spiritual and medicine since the dawn of time. It's listed in the Bible over 1,000 times. The Chinese have been using plant essences forever. So this isn't new. It's ancient and it's sophisticated, and it is to support our spirit, mind, and body. They're natural. They're a natural alternative to the synthetic and the toxic products, and they also heal us on a root, and cellular level. So like I was saying before, a lot of our root issues are also coming, our environmental issues are coming from our toxicities. We have too much toxicity being inundated in our system. Well, a lot of that is because of the current modern day medicine or the modern day beauty. What's in your medicine cabinet, what's in your beauty counter, in your beauty cabinet, rather. So these are essential oils, have no side effects. They are natural and they're symbiotic with our systems, and they're able to heal on a root level and on a cellular level, whereas pharmaceuticals cannot penetrate our cell walls and cannot help us heal on a root level. Also, we're utilizing doTERRA specific essential oils because they're certified pure therapeutic grade. So that means they are the highest quality on the planet. We source them from their indigenous habitat, and with such a beautiful ethics of co-impact sourcing. So we're giving back to indigenous communities, supporting over 22,000 indigenous communities. And they go through rigorous testing, 6 different testing processes and distillation processes to verify that they're free of any fillers or contaminants, and that they are completely safe for us, for our children, for babies during pregnancy, for all ages to use. And they're very potent. So they're pure and they're potent. And potency is very important because when we're up against the amount of environmental toxins and threats that we're dealing with today, we need something powerful, both powerful and natural. So they're 50 to 70 times more powerful than herbs. And it's not to say that we shouldn't use herbs as well. It's just that the extract and that essence is just a vital aspect of our wellness lifestyle. One thing that before I go on, that I meant to mention a slide before, was that when we're looking at the kind of growing concerns that we're dealing with today, what I recommend from my own personal mistakes is that where we can use modern medicine and modern technology, is to, when you go into your doctors, get your test results, know what your statistics are, what your stats are rather. I really highly recommend that everybody knows how their hormone is functioning, how their thyroid is functioning, so that you're not just playing a guessing game I've just had so much in my life because I completely rejected modern medicine. I've like was guessing so much of like what was going on with my body and treating illnesses that were actually more just energetic, or I was just, wasted a little bit more time and money than I needed to, if I had earlier gone in and really just gotten those test results. So that's one way that I highly recommend using our modern medicine is get your blood work done. And then we're able to then step into the wellness lifestyle with a little bit more focus, knowing what we're working on. Okay, and I'm going to be addressing a lot of different aspects today. And so if you're on this call and you have a real chronic condition, a very specific condition, you can follow up with myself later or another fellow wellness advocate that you know, to go a little bit deeper for your issue. But what I'm going to be giving is really just the general basic foundation that really is good for everybody. Okay. Oh, yes, and this as well, before we get into the some of the top tips, is there's 3 ways that we use our doTERRA essential oils: aromatic, topical, and internal, because of their purity. So this is not applicable to other essential oils. An essential oil that you would buy at Whole Foods, you would not be able to use it internally, and I would not recommend it too often to be used even topically or diffused, because they do have some contaminants, even though they say 100% pure. But with doTERRA, we can use these oils aromatically. When we're looking at women's health, this is huge for impacting our mood and our emotional well-being. And there's more and more studies. The science of epigenetics has actually been one of the bigger sciences that's been growing these days, and it's looking at how our environment can impact our genetic mutation. And what they're finding is that one of the biggest ways to impact your genetics, your DNA, is through your mood and your emotions. So this is one of the most powerful ways that essential oils can come in, is the aromatherapy. We're going to be talking about topical usage with our essential oils for balancing and supporting the system. Truly, they can be anointed anywhere. And our bodies have there's like thousands and thousands of points on your skin, throughout your body, to be able to target specific issues. And I'm going to be talking about my favorite Abhyanga practice in a minute. And then internal. And this is the most powerful way to use our doTERRA essential oils for detoxifying the system. This is where we're going to be help ridding our body of some of those toxins that we spoke about earlier, and also bringing about balance. It's a wonderful way, to support our hormonal health through drinking the essential oils as well, imbibing them. Okay, so this is, we're going to go through sort of the key kind of pillars for well-being and wellness lifestyle, but also sort of what I do and what I recommend to my clients to do throughout the day. All right, so this is when we wake up in the morning, right? And after we brush our teeth. One of the foundations that is so obvious and yet we forget for women's health is hydration, is drinking water. And this is for a few reasons, but also for helping with our toxicity. So water is the medium of communication through our cells. What we're seeing here is an image of the endocrine system. The functioning of our hormones and that in our reproductive system, it actually begins there in the pituitary gland, and then there's all this kind of messaging that occurs throughout the cells, through the neurotransmitters, to signal to the rest of your body to produce our estrogen, to produce our progesterone. If we are dehydrated, then there's just not going to be an easeful communication through our cells. It's one of the most powerful ways that we can support ourselves. So every morning after you brush your teeth, the first thing that you're going to want to do is drink like maybe 2 nice full glasses of water. They recommend 11 cups per day. And it's especially enhanced when we add our essential oils for their detoxifying and their therapeutic benefit. So here are a few essential oils that you can drink in the mornings and also throughout your day to support with the toxicity and the balancing. So in the morning, and this also comes from Dr. Hill, our Chief Medical Officer from doTERRA, he says to drink 1 to 2 drops of our lemon essential oil every morning. This is going to support the detoxification of our liver, which also is very, very crucial for hormonal health and menstruation. I know a lot of women, we are struggling with maybe some excess weight. Often that's because of toxins. Our fat collects around the toxins to protect our organs from the toxicity. And so through drinking the essential oils and the citrus oils, I've witnessed so many of our clients in our community lose and just drop the weight from being able to detoxify their organs. It's also going to energize and uplift your mood and support our digestion. Lemon essential oil is incredible, and it's different than the juice because it doesn't have the citric acid, which can usually, sometimes and often, the citric acid hurts the enamel of our teeth. So this is a very gentle way to get a very powerful detoxification in the morning. Throughout the day, if you're somebody that is needing to really work with your detoxification of your system, and if you're somebody that has autoimmune issues, detoxification is of utmost importance. So 5 drops of Slim and Sassy throughout the day can be such an amazing way to detoxify, aid digestion, and support your metabolism. Slim and Sassy is a blend, and it's a funny name, I know. Some of us like the name, some of us don't like the name so much. It is peppermint, ginger, which is wonderful for hormonal health, grapefruit, and I'm going to talk about grapefruit a little bit more in a second, but grapefruit is one of the oils that contains phytoestrogens. So it helps supports our progesterone and our estrogen balance. Cinnamon, also extraordinary for anybody with diabetic issues and sugar cravings. And lemon, ginger, grapefruit, cinnamon, peppermint. It's delicious, and you can make yourself you only want to drink essential oils in glass. So I recommend taking a nice glass water bottle and putting maybe 5 drops in there and drinking them just throughout the day. Again, detoxification, weight loss, digestive aid, and sugar cravings. And the sugar cravings important because the sugar cravings are actually one of the ways that we also throw off our hormonal balance is by throwing off our blood sugar. So it's wonderful to, oftentimes we're grabbing for sugar because we're tired or because we're feeling low emotionally. So Slim and Sassy is just a great way to uplift and to reduce some of those cravings that are just trying to maybe fill a void, right? Okay, so that's an overall recommendation. And then here's something very specific for those of you that are struggling with your hormones and hormonal balancing. Grapefruit, thyme, and clary sage. So these are our three of our top essential oils containing phytoestrogens. Phytoestrogens are plant-derived estrogens that gently support our natural body in producing a balance in its estrogen levels. So I've had actually a lot of people that have been on thyroid medications or hormonal types of medications and haven't actually been able to see a whole lot of results. But when they started utilizing the essential oils, they started to see their numbers shift. Because it's, I think because it's these essential oils, because they're natural and they're symbiotic with our system, they're like this really, really gentle calling to our body without it being harsh and overly intense. So they don't throw your body way out of whack by adding in something really synthetic. And simultaneously, they are able to penetrate on such a root level. So they're extraordinary. The recommendation for these is 2 drops of each in a veggie capsule twice per day. And again, this is for balancing your hormones and supporting your endocrine. Is there a question from someone?
Yeah, I have a question.
Yeah.
With oregano, we only take it for 2 weeks at a time because of it's very strong.
Yeah.
Would thyme have the same effect because we actually swap that out as a natural antibiotic every now and then? So
You know
what
what?
do you think about that?
That is a good question. The person that advised this didn't say that we have to limit the amount that we take it, but I think that is a really good question actually. Typically with essential oils that have antibiotic properties to them, we want to, manage them a little bit and maybe take them 14 days in a row. And so that's actually a great suggestion, I think, Caroline, is to explore this for 2 weeks, and then take a little bit of a break, take maybe swap out the time for a moment. There is, you can also swap it out with ylang ylang, is another hormonal balancer that I'll talk about in a minute. But yeah, I think that's a good suggestion, actually, Caroline. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so too, because then, we just lower our, it doesn't work as well then when we get viruses because
True.
it's not, we're taking it already.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true. It's true. Good points. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Okay. So 14 days in a row, I think is a good recommendation for that time. And then you can, bring that one in and out as you need it, maybe once a month, including the time. But the clary sage and the grapefruit, you could continue to take daily. In general, I think it's also good to, explore the oils in general. It's Mother Nature has such a variety of pharmacopoeia for us to explore. So, and the body does like us to experience different essential oils. So these are great ones as pillars to return to, but exploring is also, I think, a great idea in general. Okay, cool. Any other questions or comments from any other wellness advocates?
I have a question.
Yeah.
Now, with the veggie capsules, is that all you put in there, or do you do a carrier oil as well? Or
You don't have to do a carrier oil. You can actually just drop that right into the veggie cap.
All right, and then with the Slim and Sassy, if you drink that water bottle full, can you do 5 more drops, or is that just 5 drops a day?
So every single person is unique. You don't want to do more than 35 drops in a day of essential oils on you, in you, like in combination. You don't want to do too much more than 35 drops a day, or that's overdosing. So I would recommend for you to explore for yourself and see if you can do. I think it would be fine to probably do 10 drops a day, absolutely. But see how you feel. They are detoxifying, so an impact can be that you could start to feel a little bit lightheaded, or when I don't know if you guys have ever experienced when like things are dying in you, like parasites or something. It's like you feel a little bit almost woozy, or you can feel even a little bit of sick sometimes when you're detoxifying. So you want to just, experience it for yourself. In general, the essential oils are gentle, but they are quite powerful as well. Yeah, I don't know if that helps. Yeah, we are our own best, I think we're our own best therapists, doctors, healers, really listening to your own body and, finding your best flow with the essential oils and plants in general is really the best. So, but this is a pretty extraordinary recipe here that you can use, you can share and explore with. Okay. So onward. Okay. So we just woke up, we brushed our teeth, we drank our water with essential oils, perhaps we even made our water bottle. And that's part of why I recommend having your essential oils always by your cups, have them out so that you remember to use them. My next recommendation to all of my clients, men and women, is to then do a self-body oil massage. It's called Abhyanga from the Ayurvedic tradition. Also, it means glowing body. I love that. And it's a daily practice of self-love. It takes 2 minutes to do, but it's a way to cleanse through your lymphatic system, which only gets flushed through exercise or massage, and a way that, I think for a lot of us, it would take probably a long time. I mean, some of us have the time to look up in our books and look at all the reflexology points for all the oils and like put all the points in different places. But for most of us, we don't have that much time. And so we do need something that's an easy once over, where we're kind of addressing all of our health issues in like one go. And this is really the answer. They figured it out in India, and probably in Egypt they were doing this as well. For sure they were doing this in Egypt. So you can see the woman here. I'm going to flip back and forth so you guys can kind of reference it. But the practice is quite simple. Ooh, there we go. In your bathroom, by your, wherever you can in your bathroom, you want to keep a bottle of fractionated coconut oil. We have lovely doTERRA fractionated coconut oil. This is the best carrier oil and the preferred carrier oil for aromatherapists, because the fat's been taken out of it. And so it's able to absorb into the tissues, into our body a lot easier. It doesn't stay greasy on top like other regular coconut oil or, other sesame oils do. Sesame oil is the traditional Ayurvedic, but for a lot of people, the sesame oil kind of has a smell. It's a little bit greasy. This has no smell. It's not greasy. And it's just a perfect carrier oil. So you'll keep this, and then keep a little dish. So I have this as an example that my friend got me, this little dish that stays in my bathroom. And next to that, I keep a series of key essential oils for my health goals. Everyone should have frankincense there. Frankincense is our great anti-inflammatory. It's all about cellular health. I'm going to try to be compliant, so I'm not going to say any big words that it supports, but it supports some really, really major needs for our health and our wellness. It's in general, it's kind of it does it all. They say when in doubt, use frankincense. It's for beauty. It's for our spiritual connection. Remember, again, your spirit, mind, and body. And frankincense is one of the highest kind of spiritually vibrational oils. It calls in wonderful spiritual presence, helps us heal with our Father, and the masculine and the masculine divine. So many reasons for frankincense. I love keeping lavender essential oil, because lavender is our nervine herb for our nervous system. And we're going to talk a little bit more about that in a moment. Just calming. We need more relaxation and calm in our society, especially. And it's very soothing for the skin. And then you can pick maybe one or two more essential oils. So wild orange is an example of an essential oil that's a natural antidepressant, mood lifting. I think for most of us, a lot of our health issues are related with stress. So this is a way to support that. I put down here basil essential oil. For those of us that are struggling with adrenal issues, basil is one of the best essential oils for adrenal fatigue as well. Grapefruit. Lemongrass. I put lemongrass here because lemongrass is an example of an oil excellent for joint and ligaments. Those of us that might be struggling with joint pain, also great for digestion, cholesterol. Lemongrass has just a host of amazing benefits. Ylang ylang, I put here, another hormonal balancing essential oil. Also, for those of us that are lacking luster or lacking a libido, lacking that creative fire, ylang ylang is quite lovely. It's such a romantic essential oil. That's supportive for also heart issues. And heart disease is actually one of the leading causes of death for women, is what I've learned recently. So ylang ylang is quite wonderful. Clary sage, again, clary sage, it has those phytoestrogens. I also put rose here. Now our rose essential oil, just incredible for menstruation, skin health. It comes in a roller bottle, but you can pretty easily use the top of the lid to pull off the little roller bottle part, and you can pour a little bit of rose into your mixture as well if that's something you want to be working with over your entire body. So the recommendation is 2 to 4 drops of each essential oil. So I put maybe a couple tablespoons of fractionated coconut oil into that bowl. You can measure it by your eyes, like however much your body needs. And then 2 to 4 drops of frankincense, 4 drops of lavender, and 2 to 4 drops of ylang ylang or clary sage, for example. And again, I recommend 3 to 4 different essential oils, not too much more than that. Essential oils, you can think of them like music. You want to have a really wonderful orchestra, you know, and not too much noise. And there's just so much. Essential oils are such a complex, versatile compound that it's nice to keep things, keep less is more with essential oils in general. Less is more. Okay. So then once you've got this beautiful body oil, you're going to then dip your hands into it, and you're going to begin with your feet. So you start rubbing towards the heart, rubbing down from the feet, up through the joints. You can rub circularly around the joints. When you do your belly, I'm going to see if I can go back. Yep. You can see the woman on her belly there. You want to rub in a circular motion when you get to your belly, your gut, the seat of your emotions as well, to aid in digestion. So you're going to rub sort of clockwise in a way. So you go left and down and then up to the right. You can do, of course, do your thyroid area, your neck, rubbing up. I like to do the tips of my hair. Careful with when you put citrus oils in your Abhyanga practice. You want to make sure the citrus doesn't get on skin that's going to be exposed to the sun. But if it doesn't have any citrus oil in it that's going to be exposed to the sun, then you can, for sure, you can even use it on your face as a moisturizer. And while you do your Abhyanga practice, traditional Abhyanga, they would be saying mantras to themselves, singing even mantras to themselves. So my recommendation is whatever types of affirmations that you want to speak life over your body, your life. You know, I am beautiful, I am strong, I am abundant, I am healthy. The mind and body connection is more powerful than we even realize. So allow this to be a 2-minute, 3-minute practice where you anoint, you get yourself dressed with oils, right? You're getting yourself kind of protected for the day before you leave your house, and you arm yourself with the mindset that of healing and of well-being and joy and sort of that setting of intention. So is there any questions on the Abhyanga practice? And you can do this morning and night, actually, but most of us, we don't have too much time, so we maybe once a day is what we get in, and that's great. And you don't have to shower before it. I do this having not even showered. I actually kind of use it as my shower, to be honest, sometimes. Any questions on this practice? Very, very, very powerful. And in this way, you're going to be able to, be applying these essential oils into those key areas that will be able to support your organs and, utilize the reflexology points, and just all in one go. Okay, great. I'm glad. So big recommendation. All right. A couple other key oils and products that I just wanted to point out as well for topical usage is, of course, our Clary Calm. This is a women's blend that has the clary sage oil in it, along with lavender, bergamot, Roman chamomile, cedarwood, ylang-ylang, geranium, fennel, carrot seed, palmarosa, and vitex. This is an incredible plant blend for balancing our hormonal levels. And I found especially women going through menopause, the recommendation is to roll it along the forearms, the base of the neck. You can even also do over your ovaries, your abdomen area. And I've had women who are struggling with hot flashes and mood, intense depression or mood swings, literally have it stop the day they start using this blend. So this is very, very powerful for helping the emotions for all women. I use it as well, but I found especially the intensity of menopause that this blend has been a bit of a lifesaver. I also want to just take a quick moment also to talk about our doTERRA women's line. When we're looking again at the need to balance out our estrogen and our progesterone, getting more phytoestrogens is one way that can really enhance those levels in our body. Also, the phytoestrogen lifetime complex not only can enhance the estrogen and support it in balancing, but also rid the body of the excess toxic estrogens that are produced through like the plastics and a lot of the plastics that we're using and toxicity in our environment is introducing toxic types of estrogen into our system. So this phytoestrogen, plant-derived phytoestrogen complex, helps balance out the estrogen levels. And also, while women are aging, as we get into our older years, we have to put our attention onto our bone health. And this bone nutrient lifetime complex is also another excellent natural way to get support for healthy bone density, especially as we're entering into our menopausal years. So this is our women, kind of like a little women's kit that is really quite excellent. So I just wanted to touch on that. Okay, so now we're back into our lifestyle, our day, right? So we just drank our water, took us a minute, and I really like drinking. One little piece I'll add there, I like drinking my water in the sun. If you can get into the sun, really, really quite excellent for 30 seconds. Then we just did our Abhyanga practice. Now it's time to eat a breakfast, whatever that healthy, nutrition is for you. Nutrition is a foundation for a healthy woman, right? And the current issue with our nutrition is that our food today has 10% of the phytonutrients that it once had 1,000 years ago due to our agricultural practices. So this has been devastating for us. This is perhaps another one of the core reasons we're dealing with depression, fatigue, hormonal issues, is that we're just not getting, we're all malnourished. And also this is producing obesity because people are not getting the amount of nutrients that they need. We're overeating all of these often empty carbohydrates, right? So that's just something that we have to deal with. And also that we're currently dealing with, an epidemic around our gut health because of destructive antibiotics. One round of the pharmaceutical antibiotics, it takes 6 months of use of probiotics to recover what we just destroyed by taking that antibiotic. And some of those healthy flora in our gut that we had since birth, maybe we can't even recover. So this overuse of these antibiotics is creating quite an issue in our society today. And also the pesticides in our food also hurting the flora. It's very, very difficult to be in a state of happiness and well-being when our gut is not well, right? I think many of us here probably can relate to that. It's just really quite difficult for me. I know that when I was dealing with my leaky gut issues, it was really, really hard to be happy. There's more neurotransmitters in our gut than there is in our brain. So I'm not going to talk about what you should be eating as a diet because this is only an hour call. And also I think that it's just so specific and to each one of us. We each need a different type of nutrition. We all have different genetics. We come from different regions of the world. We can digest things differently. So I would say, again, with nutrition, it's good to investigate, to get test results done, allergy tests, to know sort of the facts of what you can or can't eat that way, if you can. Also get those test results. Also through just your own experimentation, seeing what, if you give yourself a little space around eating to like explore and observe to see what works in your system. But I think in general, plant-based diet, we can all agree is really the way forward for our health and well-being, that the fruits and the vegetables have the nutrients we need for the long haul, for the longevity. So that's as much as I'll say there. But I wanted to talk about how we are also supporting our nutrition with our supplementation, which is huge for our women's health. So I know for myself, I didn't think that we needed vitamins if we were eating a healthy diet. But as I've learned that our, plants and our vegetables don't have the nutrients that they once had, I've learned that having a multivitamin as part of our lifestyle is now very important and crucial. We all need to be on multivitamins. If you're not feeling the vibrancy in your life that you want to, and you're not on vitamins, that is a really great place to start. So what's amazing about doTERRA is that even though we're the #1 essential oil company in the world, we actually, our #1 selling product is our vitamins, because they are so effective and so amazing. And when I went to my dear friend and Dr. Eric Baumgartner for adrenal, my adrenal fatigue many, many, many years ago, he said, well, these are the 2 best vitamins in the world. It was some other company, and doTERRA's. They're that good. Our vitamins are extracted from whole food nutrients. Most vitamins are extracted synthetically from rocks. So it makes a real big difference when we're actually getting the nutrients from the proper source of their whole food nutrient. And everything is beyond, just like the certified pure therapeutic grade, our vitamins are that same level of purity, and they're quite expensive actually. Not the cost of them, but the for the company to source the quality that they do of their vitamin E, B, C, D, iron, etc. Very, very high quality. So in this is our doTERRA Lifelong Vitality Pack. The recommendation is 2 of these capsules twice per day. Okay, if you're just beginning on them and you haven't, and you feel like it might be a bit intense for you, start with 1 a day. Start with 1 in the morning and 1 in the afternoon. You know, I've even had women just start with 1 a day and notice the impact by, after a few days. These are bioavailable. You're going to absorb these nutrients into your system, and most people feel it by the 3rd day. They also contain folic acid, so they can be a prenatal vitamin, which is so amazing. So there's the Alpha CRS, which is our cellular vitality complex. This is for your cellular energy to prevent oxidation, which means that essentially to prevent aging, slow down aging in your body. They have our omegas, our omega-3s, very vital and important for our brain function. So fatty essential acids, and also our certified pure therapeutic grade essential oils are in there as well. And then our microplex food nutrient complex has like the entire kitchen sink and more in there. All of the essential vitamins and minerals that we need for our body. Highly recommend, you can go on doTERRA.com and explore all the ingredients. I'm not going to go through them right now just for lack of time, but they're quite incredible. And then also, every day we're wanting to do 1 probiotic, 1 PB assist every single morning. We are in a state currently in the world where now we need to take a probiotic every morning. It maybe wasn't always like this, but we've just reached that point where we really need to support our immunity and our vitality and our gut health with 1 probiotic every morning and 1 to 2 enzymes, digestive enzymes with your meals that can be taken actually throughout the day. And I will tell you guys, when I was healing from my kind of the effects and the impact of my leaky gut, the parasites, having climbed out of an eating disorder, all of that, one of the most powerful ways that I healed the most powerful impact on my system was taking digestive enzymes. This is what will help break down the food to absorb as much of the nutrients as possible into your system. And then once your body has those nutrients, it has the strength to repair itself. So this page right here, if there was one thing that you did, this is probably the most powerful way that you can really create the environment in your body to heal itself, to give your body the nutrients and the strength to recover and to find balance. So again, 1 probiotic every morning with your vitamins and with an enzyme. And yeah, it's like you're taking like a handful of vitamins, boom, but you'll get used to it. It might feel like a lot in the beginning, but trust me, because you're going to feel so much better, it will be like easy to do. Any questions on that? Cool. All right. Great. All right. So that's our morning. We just had our breakfast and our vitamins. All right. Movement, of course, vital for our health as women. And I like to say movement almost more than exercise, because if you're somebody that's dealing with adrenal fatigue or chronic fatigue, actually intense exercise could drain you and it can throw you back in terms of your healing and progression. So even just to think of it as moving your chi, moving your energy in your body. So for some of us, that's just going to be light yoga. I love walks. I love going for walks. I think going for a walk is one of the best, healthiest exercises that exist out there. For some of us, that's dancing, whatever that is for you. And if you're somebody that's dealing with the achy joints, or if you're in your older years struggling with more arthritic issues, etc., we do have a line called Deep Blue that you can anoint onto your joints. It's like a wintergreen. Wintergreen is the plant for pain. And you can anoint that along your joints or your ankles before and after exercise. And we also have a supplement line for that as well called the Deep Blue Polyphenol. 1 second. Thank you. And the Deep Blue Polyphenol has boswellia, as well as turmeric, and some of the what's been researched to be the most effective in helping with like tendinitis issues, arthritic issues, etc. So that's all I'm going to say at this point about the exercise and movement. Any questions on that? Talking too much. Okay. All right, my favorite part. Now we're going to talk about relaxation, meditation, and sleep. So after we've gotten, we had our morning, we drank our water with oils, we had our we did our abhyanga, we had our breakfast with our supplements, and maybe we did a little bit of movement before we walk out of the door and go to conquer the world, right? Okay, so now throughout the day and then into the evening, what we need to look at is managing our I just see my little brother, is managing our emotional levels and our mental levels and accessing as much relaxation, meditation, and in the evening, as much sleep as possible. Healing occurs when our body is in a state of relaxation. That is the environment in which it heals. So we have our sympathetic nervous system. That's our fight or flight. And then we have the opposite, which is our parasympathetic nervous system, which is our regenerative state. That's our regenerative state. I love this quote. There is a mediator between the spirit and the body, the nervous system. Take care of your nervous system. That's by a teacher named Samaya Ambayor. So just maybe take a note for yourself right now, and even if you want to write it down for yourself, like how is your nervous system between a 1 and a 10? How would you say your daily care of your nervous system is? In terms of stress versus the ability to access calm and relaxation. And there's no judgment on it. All of us have different circumstances. We're all juggling different, athletics in our life. But just to kind of take a note for yourself. Because when we are when we're living in that state of stress, we're literally living in a state in which we're constantly stealing progesterone. Progesterone is the hormone that is the counterbalance in our hormonal level system. It helps balance out our hormones. We're stealing our progesterone to make it into cortisol, and that's that stress response, so that we can fight or flight. And the result of that is aging, sickness, a much quicker death, for example, if we're going to go all the way there. But it's definitely not the state in which we're able to access spirit, able to access clear mind, expansion, creativity, well-being, happiness. All of that comes from relaxation. So let's talk a little bit about the tools for this. So within doTERRA, we have an entire emotional aromatherapy line. And I'm just going to bring up again that point we made earlier about the epigenetic studies, that mood is also one of the most powerful ways that you can impact your DNA, your genetics, is through mood. And so you combine that with that healing in our system. Like if we want to heal from our autoimmune issues, if we want to heal from our fatigue, also, that's only going to happen if we're relaxed. Then looking at this emotional aromatherapy line system makes a whole lot of sense, right? For us to be able to manage our emotions. So these are our options that we have to inhale and diffuse throughout our day to manage, or inhale and diffuse corresponding oils during self-inquiry sessions while meditating with the therapist, while journaling. I was just reading in a book that we can actually work with our subconscious mind. For example, if somebody has an addiction to smoking cigarettes and they really want to quit, they could have a loved one sit by them with an essential oil, you know, like a rose or like a piece or something like that. And while they're kind of drifting off to sleep, they can have them breathe in that essential oil and simultaneously be saying to them that you are quitting smoking cigarettes. You are healing your body from this addiction. This is no longer serving you, and help create those new neural pathways. Because essential oils are one of the key ways to help create the new neural pathways. When we breathe in those essential oils, they're accessing the limbic system in our brain, that seat of emotions, the seat of memory. And neural pathways are really important because they're what's creating habits in our life, right? So you could have a neural pathway, for example, that's like, oh, I just got stressed, so my habit, my pathway is to go reach for my cigarette or go reach for my chocolate, right? But through the usage throughout your day, you know, by placing an oil in your palm and breathing it in, you're going to start creating a new wellness, a new well-being neural pathway of like, oh, I had this arise for me, but my response is going to be calm, relaxation, peace. For example, I had somebody recently say that everybody should begin by really utilizing the Console essential oil. And if they don't like the smell of it, that usually means there's some trauma that they still need to work through that's kind of sitting in their psyche and in their system, and that they should utilize it during their meditations or during their therapy sessions to help unlock and uproot those memories and those patterns. It's not that the essential oils are going to do our work for us, but they're going to be a tool along that journey that's going to help gently open the way for us to have our own realizations. So again, utilizing throughout the day, utilizing them with your meditations, and yeah, being able to give yourself some support because really it's not worth it actually to be stressed. If for those of you that are maybe struggling at the edge of complete adrenal burnout, it's not even worth it for you to be stressed, to dump all that cortisol into your system. So it's so important to have that oil on you, to turn to it, to help bring yourself back to your hearts. And I love rubbing them over my heart actually as well. So that is that piece around our emotional aromatherapy. And here's a really great diagram that shows how different essential oils connect with different types of mood because of their compound composition. So mints, really good for insecurity, apathy, if you're feeling just not inspired in your life. Florals are really good for fear, for feeling worried. Spices are if you're bored. Herbs and grasses for anger. So you can also use this wheel if you're feeling that issue. You can then kind of hook into this wheel and say, okay, I'm feeling anxious. I can reach for peace or motivate, for example. Just a really great reference. For sleep, and also for our, again, evening meditation, we're kind of talking about evening time now too, as we're winding down from the day. Of course, lavender, our nervine herb, because we want to care for our nervous system, our stress, our sleep, diffusing it, rubbing it on the feet, the chest, the pillow. Also, the Serenity Combo Pack is incredible. These are both incredible blends. The Serenity has lavender along with cedarwood and vetiver and Roman chamomile. And then the Serenity capsule is passion flower and lemon balm with L-theanine, which is an amino acid building block for sleep. And you can take the capsules, 1 to 2 capsules, 30 minutes before bed. And then you can also be in combination diffusing the Serenity. Matthew and I have been diffusing the Serenity with the frankincense every night, maybe 3 drops of each in our diffuser. Just a really wonderful way to drift into a deeper sleep so that we get deeper healing and deeper rest and wake up with more energy. And then also for your meditation practices in the evening, or your relaxation practices, centering practices, whatever that is for you to really help harmonize your system, your spirit, your mind, your body. Sandalwood, frankincense, and also balance. Sandalwood has been used for meditation throughout time. It's a very ancient tool. as well as frankincense. That's in every church, temple, mosque, Bible, every sacred literature. Balance is a combination of frankincense with a lot of these beautiful trees, spruce and hoe wood, also blue tansy, a wonderful flower. Utilizing them along the heart, breathing it in. I like putting them over the third eye area or the back of the neck, the bottoms of the feet, anywhere that you would like to anoint yourself to help ground you and center and sort of create a nice aura of aroma to contain your meditation space is really wonderful. So those are some recommendations for that. So this is really, what I'm showing here is a medicine cabinet makeover invitation. So we're looking at over here on the left is our current world. I mean, and those of you that have been on this doTERRA journey for a while, you're like, wow, it's like looking at foreign architecture. It's like going back in time to probably look at some of this stuff, Tums and airborne and allergens and Tylenol, because we know now that we can simplify a much more, even also affordable medicine cabinet in, our peppermints and our herbs and our lavenders. And it's not to say, again, that we're completely throwing out all of modern medicine. No, there's always a time and a place. And there's no place for, we don't need to be dogmatic, but as a lifestyle to choose to support ourselves in a natural, beautiful way, in a simple way, we're just seeing here a bit of a natural solutions revolution. So I'm now going to walk through, so that was kind of the overview of the wellness lifestyle. Yeah, so I'm now going to talk to you guys about how to get these oils in your home for those that don't have it. Is there any questions before I go into this? For anybody that's just here learning as part of the class for the first time, I know that was a lot of information. Here to answer any questions before we talk about how to get these oils in your home. Okay, cool. Well, just so you guys know, if you're dealing with something specific and that you would like to have more of a deeper conversation about it, please, I'm here available to offer anybody for free a complimentary one-on-one, and we can go deeper into your needs as well. So we can connect after that. You guys all have my email and my Facebook, and we can chat. So for those of you that don't have these oils yet in your home, I'm just going to briefly talk about how you get them. So with doTERRA, what's amazing is that they gift a free wholesale membership with any of our starter kits. And that's how most people begin, is they begin with a small series of essential oils. They can have a revolution in their medicine cabinet. And then they have this also an amazing wholesale membership, which is 25% off. You don't have to order monthly. You just get to order online as you like. The oils come in 2 to 5 days. It's super easy, no strings, just like a Costco or a Sam's Club membership. Really, really basic, really awesome. And so I'm going to just go through a few of the most popular starter kits that I highly recommend as well, that people begin with when they're beginning their doTERRA journey. So this is our Home Essentials Kit, and it comes with 10 very primary, very fundamental essential oils that address 80 to 90% of all health issues that we deal with today. We spoke about some of them: frankincense, of course, daily in our Abhyanga. And also we can enjoy them a drop under the tongue even. Lemon essential oil in our water. We spoke about lavender, of course. And then some of the other essential oils, and I'm just noticing that I actually must have put an Australian version because it's called Easy Air there, but there's a blend called Breathe for our respiratory health. Digest Zen, which is also an incredible complement to our digestive upsets and ease. We spoke about Deep Blue for the joint issues. On Guard is one of our most famous essential oils for immunity, for oral health. I use it constantly. Tea Tree, which is for doTERRA, we actually call that Melaleuca. I just have it. This is not the perfect little picture here, but that's okay. Melaleuca. Amazing. Melaleuca is amazing for skin health, but also actually for a woman, for helping clear candida. I love drinking it to help clear candida issues and gut issues. And then oregano, which we touched on before, it's a natural antibiotic, incredible for immunity. This kit is $275, and you get also a diffuser with it. That is awesome. It goes for 1 hour, 2 hours, or 4 hours. And this is like about an $86 savings to get this kit also, rather than buying the oils individually. You could, of course, buy the oils individually. It's just so much of a better deal to get them in the package. So this is our Home Essentials kit. This is my favorite and sort of the community favorite kit. It's called our Natural Solutions. It's $5.50, and it comes with just sort of the core necessities, because especially it comes with the doTERRA Lifelong Vitality Pack vitamins and the probiotics and the digestive enzymes. So you're really getting that nutritional base supported. Comes with the core essential oils along with that balance blend and that serenity blend, attention blend for joint issues, wild orange toothpaste, On Guard hand soap and hand spray. I love this diffuser. This diffuser can go up for up to 10 hours. Shampoo, conditioner, the fractionated coconut oil, so you can go to work right away with implementing your Abhyanga practice, your self-oil massage practice. Deep Blue Rub is our lotion for joints. And I love the little pretty box that it comes with. So I love this kit. It's $5.50, $220 savings rather than buying the oils individually. And you can qualify to earn 100 free points in your cart, in your account. 100 points is $100 worth of spending. But this one's amazing. I wanted to just offer this as well, just in case some of you are really, really focused on your emotional well-being right now. This is our emotional aromatherapy kit. I would still maybe recommend the Natural Solutions kit over this one because I think also our emotions are really based in nutrition. But this one's also quite beautiful. If you really want to start, especially if you're in the process of working with a therapist or, moving through some emotional blockages, going to work with some of these essential oils is quite lovely. It's $195, comes with the diffuser, and it's the Peace, Console, Forgive, Motivate, Passion, and Cheer. So I love those. These are the kits. Just so you guys know, this month, anybody that orders over 200 PV, that's $200 essentially, pretty much, worth, even if you already have an account right now, or if you're enrolling with anything. So anybody that gets the Home Essentials kit or the Natural Solutions kit, you're going to earn for free our toothpaste, our On Guard hand sanitizing mist, our On Guard blend, and a wild orange. So this is a huge gift this month. So any enrollments tonight, you're going to be able to qualify for this, which is really, really wonderful. And also anybody that gets any oils or wants to get any oils, you'll just connect with me and we can, or whoever invited you to this webinar, and we'll be able to set you up. And then the oils will come in 2 to 5 days. And the protocol is that you will then receive a follow-up consult to go through all the oils that you receive, make sure you know how to use them, make sure you have, a regimen that you're comfortable with and know how to use your account, etc. So that is the call, you guys. Thanks for staying a little bit after with me. I just will end with a few quotes. Life is not merely to be alive, but to be well. And health is a state of complete harmony of the body, mind, and spirit. When one is free from physical disabilities and mental distractions, the gates of the soul open. That's from BKS Iyengar. And I love this image of just seeing the women throughout time working with flowers and the essential oil kingdom and the plant kingdom, for their beauty and their health and their wellness. And this is something that we deserve as well, and that it is part of our birthright as well. So thank you guys so much for joining. I'm Avasa Love. For those of you that we're meeting for the first time, our team, our collective is called Harmonious Essentials. You can find us also on Instagram at Harmonious Essentials. My email is harmonioushealth.eo@gmail.com. You can also see my phone number there, 415-999-5496. Be in touch if you'd like to talk more. We also need more essential oil educators in the world. So we have a wellness advocate program if you too would like to be out in the world educating, and it can be a wonderful source of extra additional income for you as well. Or if you'd like to even host a class, we do teach, we're an underground revolution, you could say. We teach home to home and educate person to person. So you can host a class as well for us. So that is it, my friends. I hope that it wasn't too overwhelming. I hope it was nourishing and inspiring to think of all the beautiful ways that you can empower your well-being and your womanhoodness. And yeah, any final questions before we jump off?
Thank you, sweetheart.
Thanks, Mom. Hi,
Thank
Susanna.
you. Thanks,
Thank you,
Elise.
Avasa. That was amazing.
Okay, thank you, Kamiko.
Thank you, Avasa.
Thank you, guys. So glad you could be here. Have a really, really wonderful rest of your